All right, welcome to the art of web scraping. Just starting off with like a really quick slideshow. An intro. If you don't know already, web scraping is basically just use a bot and you extract information, or sometimes you can interact with the website. Today we're just going to be extracting some information from Yahoo Finance to make sort of like a Yahoo Finance ripoff. So yeah, it's going to show basically the data from the stocks and also some of the latest news for that stock, which I think Yahoo Finance already does, but yeah, we're better than them. So how it works is you just take the HTML from that website, and then you can use different tools to extract different like information from that, like the class name or like the ID, sort of what you use for the CSS when you style different HTML components. You can use that to get the information inside. Most of the time, this is done through Python. There's a library called Beautiful Soup that makes this really, really easy. But I don't want to set up a backend, so I'm just going to use JavaScript and Axios plus Cheerio. Axios is to get the HTML and Cheerios to parse through it and get some of the data from that. Okay, so sometimes it can be a little bit sus. Like I tried using Bloomberg News at first for like extracting the HTML, and then I realized it's pretty illegal, or like it's against their policies. And it didn't really work anyway because it just said like cookies not allowed or something like that. But make sure it's illegal. You won't go to jail, but you might get in trouble. Yes.
Yeah, what makes this illegal?
So sometimes what people do is like price competitiveness. So let's say like you're selling, I don't know, SEC stickers, right? And you see another company has like a $5 price and you can make it like $4.99 to beat their prices, and use web scraping just to check their prices and make it like a couple cents lower. So a lot of companies don't want that to happen. Also, like you're stealing data from them. Yahoo Finance says it's okay, so we're gonna use that. So yeah, sometimes sketchy people use this to steal data. Also, if you're like using something like Selenium WebDriver, you can actually interact with the website. So you can make like API calls, I think, and you can also like press buttons and stuff. So it gets a little bit like tricky. Like technically you could automate UF 1.uf registration, I think, but that's illegal, right? I think it's illegal. Okay, so yeah, it's powerful, but also pretty sus. Okay, so just like a quick overview of the like what we're gonna do is the website structure is just gonna be React. I'll give you guys the like a GitHub to clone just for the website. That it just has like a search bar where you can search for different stocks, and you can get more information about it, and you can also get some web articles about that. And yeah, we're gonna web scrape from Yahoo Finance because that's legal, and I didn't have time to do the regex thing, so yeah. Okay, so an issue with this is because I'm too lazy to implement a backend, we're gonna use cores is gonna be a problem. So that's basically like reaching across different domains. Because we're doing this from localhost, we're gonna reach over to Yahoo Finance. So then that becomes an issue because cores is sort of like this protocol that blocks that. We're gonna use a proxy server instead, which is a little bit glitchy. So sometimes not all of the requests, the web scraping goes through. But if you reload enough, eventually it works. So it's good enough. So yeah, it's kind of just like the diagram. Like if you have the Axios, which takes from the API, instead of going directly from my code to that, we're going to use a proxy server instead. Okay. Web browsers, I mentioned this before, like Selenium is an example. This is the basically web scraping on steroids where you can click on buttons and do different interactive stuff. Like I think I don't have a VPN, but if you did this in Europe, there's like an accept cookies button for Yahoo Finance. So you'd have to use this because you have to click on accept all cookies or whatever. Otherwise, like it doesn't actually work. Or you could, I don't know, maybe do some sort of ML type stuff, solve CAPTCHAs. That way, like CAPTCHAs, the main point of that is to stop these bots. So if you have some free time and you want to get up to some illegal stuff, then you can do that. Okay, so let's actually do that. I'll give you the link for the template is I'm just gonna type it in the meeting resources. Wait, Saurabh, can you type it for me? Okay, meanwhile, I'm just gonna make some folder. Okay, it's over here. GitHub/raspberry/web scraping. I is it? Yeah, it's in the meeting resources now. So just copy that. So once you do that, just cd into the folder, and then npm install to get Cheerio and Axios are the only two things I think we're gonna need. Oh, huh?
Make sure to share like the VS Code screen right now, show like the.
Okay. My bad. Okay, and right now this is just the whatever we need without the like web scraping components. So it's just gonna have like a bunch of stocks for SEC. So you guys should buy it. Actually, don't buy it because SEC might actually be a stock ticker symbol. Yeah, we don't endorse them. So yeah, we have like a bunch of these. You could click on it. Right now the UI is pretty basic, but you would have news articles down here, and then the prices and stuff over here. Since this is just no web scraping involved, it's pretty basic. So you have a header up here. Where is it? With a home tab, which brings you back to the home screen. And then all these stocks, or you can click on them or you can search for them. If I search for like my name, it's gonna say no stocks found. Or if you search for SEC, then it's gonna show SEC. So that's basically the website structure. Next, where'd it go? Now we just need to fill these in. This Selenium scraper thing over here is if we end up having time, this is how you do it with Selenium scraper, where you can do a lot more stuff with that, like click on things. What's this? Okay, so let's just start with stock scraper. So this file is meant to get prices, percent change, and a name. So as far as the name goes, I'm just gonna return the ticker symbol, which is all we need. So let's look at this website over here. The main trick to web scraping is pretty much just inspecting and looking at stuff and hoping it works. So if you look at this price over here, that's going to be this component right here. Can you see that on the share screen?
Yeah.
Sorry, in Zoom.
No.
Okay. I have to unshare and share each time. Okay, there we go. So just looking at the price first, that's gonna be this like fin streamer thing over here, which is like a whatever that they're using for their HTML. So if you look at the, let's see, data test ID that says QSP price. So there's two different ways of using Cheerio to extract this information. One is by using one of these special like tags that it has, just like you have a class name and like normal HTML. So they have data test ID. So you could stop sharing and then go back to the screen. Okay, so we could do something like, first we're gonna have to actually use Axios to get the HTML. So it's not that bad. We're just gonna say const response, which is our like HTML stuff. Wait, axios.get a URL. And what our URL is gonna be is basically just this over here, plus our proxy server's URL. Oh, oops. And instead of Apple, we're gonna have like the ticker symbol. So if you make these backticks, then you can stick this inside. And then, huh? What did I do? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I put a dash. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, ticker symbol, and then I'm gonna encode this as a URI. And then add the Chorus proxy that we're using, which is the only like the best free one that I could find. It's called chorusproxy.io. HTTPS. Just to make sure that's right. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna be our URL, and then we get the response, and then now we just have to make, I don't know why, but the normal syntax is to use a $sign for this. We have to load this into Cheerio. So take this response, turn it into HTML, and I think you can do something like console.log. I think it's .text or something. And then this gives you like the HTML as text. But if you want to parse it instead, we can say, if we want to get the price, for example, we can say const price is equal to, like I said before, did I say this before? There's two main ways of using Cheerio to extract information. One of them is the way that I'm about to show, which is in this thing you call the data test. And if you looked at the data test before, it said QSP price. Oh, sorry. And then we're also gonna need like the data symbol, because like if you look at any of these, like instead of Apple, we did Google. And then you look at this as well. Like all of these are gonna have the same format, and I think this format is called like a circ or something like that. Search engine something. Is basically a term for like how this like these pages are structured. If you look at all of them, it's gonna have pretty much the same sort of thing where actually exactly the same sort of thing where it's going to say data test ID is QSP price, and it's going to have the data symbol as GOO or whatever the ticker symbol is. So in front of this, I'm going to say data symbol is the ticker symbol. What did I do? Hmm. Oh, my bad. I did my parentheses wrong. Um, so do you see where it's different from the GitHub?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I see. I'm just gonna delete the sign. So we have price is equal to, I was doing the second method plus the first method in like the same thing. I don't know why. So we're gonna look at data test here. That's where this like QSP price is. So data test has to equal the QSP price. And we're gonna put this in square brackets because that's like one of our queries. If you want to do multiple queries, then you can just have them back to back with these square brackets. And then the other one's gonna be the ticker symbol. So you want the data field over here, or it's Goog, or it's APL. We want that to be equal to the ticker price. Ticker symbol, I mean. And then from there we want the first occurrence of these, because if you scroll down on this page, like over here, this technically also has the same like QSP price thing. So since we only want the first occurrence, I'm gonna do dot first, and then we want to get the value of this. Like you could also get another one of the tags. Like if you wanted to, you could get like price change spelled, whatever this is. I don't know why you would want that, but generally you just want the value here. And we're gonna do the second method for the daily change in price. So if you look at like this number over here, we want that Google went up by 24 cents in the past day. Okay, that's gonna be price change over here. So in the second method, we're gonna still be looking at like this data symbol, but we're also gonna be looking at data field. And in my opinion, the second way is a lot better than the first. I think it's technically more typing though. So if you get the daily change, we're gonna take is there a way for me to like, okay. I don't know, it's just kind of annoying.
Share your home. That's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it from my laptop, not from here, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, I might just like pull these 2 lines, these 3 lines, put them over here, just because there's so many stupid like quotes and stuff that it's getting annoying. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these. Sorry about that. Um, that's really annoying. Yeah, so just going through this, the data test is going to be QSP price. We want the first one and the value from that. That's the first method. The second method is you have to go by the spin streamer because that's whatever component that they have in their HTML structure. And then you take the data symbol, which is the ticker symbol, because that varies on whichever page that it is. Over here, it's going to be AAPPL. Over here, it's going to be GOOG. So that's going to be the ticker symbol. And then finally, we want the data field, which basically you could find over here. It says QSP price change. Oh, sorry, that's the data test study. The data field is regular market change, or for the percent change, it's regular market change percentage, like this over here. So now we're gonna like in the second method, we're basically identifying it by data field. The first one, we're doing it by like another, basically another tag on it. And then finally, just some smaller things. Text takes the entire thing and converts it to text, and trim basically gets rid of white space because that's all annoying. For daily percentage change is pretty much exactly the same thing. And we're gonna export default stock scraper. So I'm just gonna, it's already running. Yeah, let's do it again. Oh, I see. And this is still stuck on doing SAC a bunch of times. So now it should be on all of these random stocks that I chose. I chose popular ones because otherwise there's not going to be news articles on them when we do that. And also, if I did too many of them, then the Chorus proxy server is going to be annoying again. Actually, it might be being annoying now. Can you try it on your laptop? I might be being rate limited. Okay, meanwhile, I'm gonna do the news scraper one as well. That's the same thing, except instead of taking like individual components, we're gonna load them into this like headlines and URLs array. So if we go to search.yahoo.apple, I'm basically trying to get these stories over here to show up on my website. So again, like same deal, inspect this. And then if you look over here, this is using this like S title class. So again, just to avoid the stupid commas, I'm gonna copy paste this in. Okay, so the same deal over here. You add on the Chorus proxy, and then we have these 2 things that we had before. And then now we're gonna take the S title. So what this like greater than sign does over here is it goes into span. Like if you look on the site, we have like the bigger thing. like the bigger division and then span in between. Like if we look at this article over here, like you could technically do article and then greater than sign div to go like inside another HTML element. So that's why we have the span, and then this gets the S title, the S title ID, the S title, sorry, class name, and that's going to be this headline over here. So then you load that in. This is using the second method, so we have to do text and trim. And then this is using the second method where we have to use this href because remember before when I said like you can get like before we took, oh, I copy pasted it here, my bad. Oh yeah, like over here we took the value, right? We can take the href instead to get like a link to it. And then now that we have this headline and URL, we push that into our array. And we don't really need that. And then return that. Okay, let's see if I'm still being rate limited. I guess I am. Is it working for anyone else? Like, do you see the, yeah, I think I tested this too many times, so my laptop's bugging a bit. No, I mean, it was working like an hour ago. I mean, I can just, it's working. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, the only thing that I ended up changing was I uncommented this and then commented this. I mean, I can copy paste it from the actual one just to see what this does. I don't think that that would make the difference because like the issue here is like error fetching the stock data. Can you post that like full GitHub?
Yeah.
Meeting
The
resources?
template and the full GitHub are posted in the meeting resources. That's where my error says it's been blocked by Core's policy. So it might be running into Core's issues.
Yeah, I think so.
We could Zoom and we could share like your entire screen,
Um,
so you don't have to keep switching back.
I'm exporting default.
The other one's still because I guess, yeah, it might be exporting. So we said, what they're exporting. Is the good function just?
Yeah, the function. Oops. Like I return the headers and URLs, and then like name, price, blah blah blah. Okay, this should work. Finally. Okay, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know why it was working an hour ago. Now it works again, so maybe it's like an hourly thing. But as you can see over here, this is the exact same code. I mean, I can check it afterwards, but like this is the exact same code as before. I don't think there's any differences. So we return both of those, and then the website structure, which I didn't really show since it's not like it's not a website oriented workshop, but it does exactly it does exactly what we wanted to, where it can show the links over here, and this will open it in a new tab. So if you want to learn, I don't know what the current events with I guess BP isn't big enough to need any news about it. But if you want to know like the biggest news about Amazon, then you can click over there, know whether to buy your stock, and you can still search for it, get some Amazon stocks, or I don't think Google had Google in that big array list. BP, you can get some. What is BP? Does anybody know? British Petroleum. Oh yeah, I should know that. My bad.
At 2000, right?
Do we have that in the US or Verizon? No. I can add DJT. Um, so yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Um, if it like there's not too much code involved, so you could technically just clone the working GitHub and then hopefully at least somewhat understand what was going on here. Um, are there any questions on like any of it? Yep.
So, that string there right after the dollar sign, are those sort of like CSS selectors, basically?
These?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like the ID or class name that you'd use in CSS, except I think data test is custom to whatever Yahoo's framework is.
Well, I mean, like data,
Yeah, exactly like that.
What other legal applications?
Legal applications. Let's Google a list of web scrapable websites. I know like this is somewhat related to data mining, where you can somehow get into data mining using a web crawler.
As long as the website allows it, they're possible.
Yeah, and like the whole like crypto area uses sort of a variant of this in a way. I mean, obviously there's a lot more like cryptography type stuff that goes into that, but similar concept where you're like stealing information from websites legally.
Well, I have a question from the.
Yeah.
Came in a little late. But like, I think it's more on top.
This or
Yeah, I want to ask what, like, what is that cross proxy and all that thing? Why do we need to do all that?
so because of the CORS like policy that they have, like you can't go across domains. So in like this over here, I'm going from localhost, right? And this is in HTTPS. So there's issues on crossing that. So instead we use like this coarse proxy server to avoid having to make a backend. So you could do this with a backend and it would be easier and much less laggy. But yeah, I probably should have done that. Yeah.
For the URL, can you put in like the HTTP of Yahoo and then like $sign for the. Right, there's no, is there a special character you using when I use regular apostrophe?
Oh, I'm using the backtick, like where the tilde is.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how you like embed a
Oh,
variable in JavaScript.
What's it?
Yeah, it looks like
Oh.
the exact same as a single quote. Oh yeah, and one last thing. Just really, really quick. If you wanted to do this with Selenium, this is sort of like what it looks like. I just pulled this off. I don't actually know how to use Selenium. So I just pulled this off somebody else. But yeah, it looks pretty much the same where you pull off a data symbol and use this regular market price thing. So it seems to be like the exact same thing, except it has more power to it because you can click on buttons.
Were you able to call the Selenium Python file from the projects?
I could, but I only did it for price because I didn't do it for the other ones. I could run this. Oh, somebody name a stock, any stock. Verizon. VC.
No.
It gives a bunch of junk before doing the price, but a lot of junk. The same thing over and over again. This is actually a live price, so I could have used Selenium and it's live, but I don't think it even has a CORS issue. Because I would have had to use like Django or some sort of backend for that. But yeah, that's how Selenium works. It's blocking me a bunch of times, but it eventually lets me through. But it works. I think there's a step that I was missing where I had to do something with cookies, but I didn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty good strat. Yeah.
So for the doctor, like the element you want, like one number element.
It's dot EQ and then in parentheses the number that you want. Yeah. Or you could use like another set of square brackets and then another identifier for it.
Oh.
Like you could have like 10 different ones if there's like a single element that you want. Yeah.
For our suite class, they said that we should use Cypress for front-end testing, but it kind of looks like this, so can you scrape with the Cypress?
What Cypress? I don't know. I haven't seen.
Framework for like front.
Yeah.
Maybe you could. I know like Python's like 90% of web scraping. I don't know who uses JavaScript.
I made like two. Yeah, you're fine, but and then like I have one that's like all the users, so I call it the backend. Yeah,